Hello. You almost thought we disappeared. We disappeared along with all the great deals in that sale. Incredible deals we've got on the website today, up to 80% off in that outlet sale. We are still here though. Lots of those deals won't be, but we'll be here for the rest of the day. And we have a masterclass extraordinaire coming up, all about the mini memories. These are a selection of dies and templates to create some really fantastic boxes, files and memory books, as well as those sort of outer casings as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what Debbie's going to be making with those. Debbie, what did you do in your little break in between shows?
Ooh, well, I had my dinner.
Yeah.
Purchased some chocolate cake. I haven't had it yet because that's going to be coffee and cake later. Went over and met up with some of the guys in the office and seen something really fabulous that I know you're going to love. Me and Becky were drooling over it. We really were. So you're going to love what's coming up. If I say platinum, and that's all I'm going to say, oh my God. Oh my God, it's amazing. And both me and Becky are like, we want one. Yeah. And they said, absolutely not.
I know, very disappointing.
I know. And also, I heard a rumour, because I heard a squealing in the studio.
Oh, yeah?
Advent calendars were back in stock.
Are they really?
So we've got, we've got Advent calendars. Right. We're absolutely fine. But yeah, so that's what I got up into the break. And I know I love, look at, just take a look. Look, go and have a look at her. Go and have a look. I knew. I did tell you, I did shout you, but you were busy in green room. I don't know what you were doing, but I've already got mine. Sweets. Johnny sees sweets. Absolutely. Do you want to see what we're making, though?
Oh, yeah,
Seriously,
absolutely.
put to one side, all what we've been doing in the break is we're going to complete a full... Now, I will tell you, because I throw everything in the boot of my car, Becky, I don't know what you're like, but I throw everything in the boot of my car, completely forgot what was in my box. I've only gone and squished off my project.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's all I'm going to say. Debbie should take more responsibility when she's getting older boxes out of the car. Dear. However, I think I'll be okay. Because I'm going to show you how to create your drawers. So you've got your drawers down at the bottom. You've got your outer casing. So you've got the outer casing as well. We've got the fab files. So if I pull one of the fab files out, let me go into, wait a minute, that one. We've got the fab file. And I'm going to show you how to put an album together. A nice little album. Now you'll see mine hasn't been personalised yet, but that's for a very good reason. Right. And I hope she's not watching. And then we've got the other fab file. And then also, let me just go and grab it because I've realised I've popped it over here on top of all my pieces that are already done. I'm going to show you how to make a flip book.
Oh, well. I like that. Wow.
And again, not being personalised, but I will tell you a little bit more why as we start. So I've chosen the ultimate paper pads that we launched during birthday because they are exquisite. You can choose any papers. You're going to put in your own personalisation, but I'm going to show you during this masterclass how we put them all together so that you're going to end up with a fabulous finished project. Almost like a craft along, but not quite, because we're not crafting along in real time this time, but I am going to show you how you can put those together. And I have purposely left off, like if I just show you for a second, I purposely left it like that because you can add 1 drawer, 2 drawer, 3 drawers, double drawers, double files if you were personalising this, and that's the reason why I haven't stuck it down, because you're in control of how many drawers you want on there. Okay. Whether you want some on the top as well, because you can put them on the top, could be on the bottom, could be on the top, both. Yeah. Double, triple. Goes on and on and on. And that's the fabulous Mini Memories set, the dies, templates that allow you to create what you want with this. And I absolutely love it. This is just my take, masterclass, start to finish. We're going to get all these done.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing the whole of this demo. Lots of people are in to say hello, and you're late. Do you know why you're late? Because everyone's been shopping in the outlet sale. Teresa says, sorry, I'm late. I was shopping. Rhonda says, I slept in today. I think I'm missing out on something good. You really are, Rhonda. Get yourself over to the website and carry on watching us, of course. But you need to look at the great deals we've got over there. Sarah Brown says, hello, all my friends at CCTV and all behind the scenes, sending you hugs from Melbourne, Australia at 2 a.m. Hello. Sandra Dundas says, I feel like I'm part of the fixtures and fittings. I migrated here from the Aycliffe School. That's my excuse for the amount of CC stuff I have, and I'm sticking to it. Geraldine says good afternoon, everyone from a wet and windy Scotland. Jennifer's in saying good morning. Phil Watson. Evelyn says hello again from beautiful Colorado. We are having, did I say Colorado? I did, didn't I? Colorado. We had a beautiful sky on fire sunrise this morning. Made me feel happy. Very nice. Jill's in here from North Yorkshire. Eleanor's saying hello. Helen says hello. I've just received my new Gemini 2 and I can't wait to make my first Christmas card with it. So lots of people are coming in and saying hello. This is your opportunity while we're making, well, the royal we, while Debbie is showing you this masterclass, this is your opportunity to ask her any questions that you may have about the product, or indeed any questions generally about craft, or in fact anything else at all in the world. I'm sure we're in the world. If there was a question, do you know what? We have a WhatsApp group in my street, and this morning someone went, I've got no electricity. And this woman is a woman around about my age, and she didn't understand about the trip switches in her house. And I thought, how can you get to an age and not know how to? But honestly, everyone was very helpful, giving her handy tips, sending her videos, and she managed to sort it all out. And that's what we like to do. We like to try and help people out here. So if there's a burning question you have, perhaps you're a new crafter and you're a little bit discombobulated by the total myriad of different crafty items there are, this is your opportunity to message in and say hello. And indeed, we have the first question regarding the mini albums, but I'll ask you that a little bit later once we get going. So this collection that we have here, you can see all of the different components that we've got here. We have templates to make the files, the outer casing, the drawers, the little booklets and all the other paraphernalia that go with it. We also including sets of dies to cut out the edges of the books, to do the spines, and also some nesting dies as well. I'm going to have a quick flick through so you can see the different types of templates that we're going to be having here, and Debbie's going to be taking us through how to make all of those absolutely gorgeous sort of boxes, casings, drawers, files. I like the idea of that flip book. Lots of different aspects of these, and these are all templates that are easy for you to draw around to create these different elements. But you'll also be getting this bundle of dies. So these are the dies to create the edges of the pages. We also have these ones to create these nesting dies. You've got like a distressed shape around the edge of all of these little square nesting dies. And then you've got these ones here to create those little index pages as well. You're also going to be getting, I just grab this here, some of the hardware. These are these little tiny metal corners that finish off your project and make it look from something that's homemade to something that's been handcrafted. £55 or $66. The platinum price is £44 or $52.80. How many left? We've only got 40 of these left.
Which you thought she heard something else.
Wow, okay, just 40 of these left. If you want to get your hands on these, you're going to need to be quick. I'm sure, even if you're on the fence, as soon as you start seeing Debbie making the project, you will be absolutely hooked. Any questions, please message in and I'll ask the questions as we go through. Should we get started?
Let's get started.
Yep.
So we're going to start with the main album, then we're going to move to the flip book, then we're going to move to the outer casing, and then lastly the drawer. That's the stages that I've got, and I think that we could get that done in 2 hours. I have done a pretty bit of like matting and layering and things like that, only just because it would take up nearly the 2 hours, and I don't want that to be. I want to show you how to construct everything together and have it all in one place. The masterclass with just the mini memories in one place is absolutely fine, because we bring them in different shows, but it's lovely to have a focused 2 hours. That's what we're going to go with. So first things first, I've taken out of the accessory pack, I've taken the spine cover. Now, if you caught the show this morning, you'll have seen this, so I make no apologies. I'm just going to repeat basically what I did this morning by simply taking your spine cover template. I've gone with some multi-purpose cardstock this time. So we're going to take some multi-purpose cardstock and we're going to draw around this template like so. You take your pencil, you draw around, You've got even your areas where you pop your score lines. Now, I did mention this morning, I'll say it again, I don't think necessarily you have to go all the way top to bottom.
No.
You just need to see where you're placing your score line and where it needs to line up. So all you need to do is perhaps do 1 or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4 of them, it's up to you. Just to give you a clear indication of where the score lines are going to be and then where we're going to cut out. I did mention, and I'll mention again, just for those people that didn't catch the show this morning, you could extend this if you wanted to. So this could be extended in the terms of you could draw around the first part, and then you could extend it on. Rather than coming down here, you could just move it along the line. So, and I'll say it again so we can see. I did a really large one this morning. I'll just do a next size one. Go up to there, draw in the top 2 score lines, or 3 score lines, and then again, same here, just to give you a little clear indication of where you'd be going, but you want this centre to be bigger. So you could then take your template, move it along, go all the way across, and then you put the score lines here. So that when you want to extend your spine, that will now be a really big spine. You've got all that space in the centre, and these would be the 2 the bits that fold around where you can then add your cover, your front and your back cover. So I'm going to be sticking to the basic size, but I have made bigger spines, and that's how I do mine. I extend it. It just gives you, as a I say consumer because that's exactly what we are, but as you as a crafter, you have now got the ability to craft lots of different sizes of albums, and especially if you are making to sell and things like that, you can really go to town. I wouldn't personalise them, I would just decorate them and have them in different themes. I've done a travelling one for my daughter, I did one with her travelling one, she's had and I used old maps and old books and things like that to do that. So I've done things like that because it's nice to, you know, store your memories somewhere. What I'm going to do now is, where I've got those score lines into place, we're going to come in. We're going to use our scoreboard, and we're going to pop in the score lines. So let me just come in just for a second there. There we go. I'm going to line up the top to the bottom, and then we're going to put the score line all the way down. And then the same with the other side. So I'm just going to flip reverse that and do exactly the same. Line it up on my black mark on there. Pop that coming down. Let me get that show. There we go. And then before I just finish off those scoring and burnishing, I'm going to just take out that pencil mark. There we go.
We've got a couple of questions from Jennifer Joseph.
Yes.
So Jennifer wants to make a large memory book for her in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary, and she was asking about whether she should do mini memories or the 10-inch spine memory book. And do you do the 10-inch spine memory book in the same way as you do the mini memories book? Do they work the same way?
Very much the same way, yes. Yeah, it's a much bigger framework. That's a really large die. But yes, it's basically the same.
It'll be her first one to make. Do you think starting with a smaller one is easier?
I personally think this is a great one to start with.
Okay.
And I will say it again, the fact that you can extend them, you can make them bigger, you can make them really nice and chunky. If you wanted, you can actually extend this as well, because if I just brought that, where have I put my template? There it is. You could take a piece of paper and you could put your markings in just at the bottom and then put your score lines, but then you could turn it over and then just go up to the top.
Yeah.
So you can make a really big one.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a bigger album, this is not just for, I mean, obviously we call it mini for the mini memory, but as your template-wise, it's giving you control to that, so you could actually make that bigger.
Okay.
But yes, that's a good one, Becky. But yeah, I would potentially start somewhat smaller rather than larger.
Yeah.
It might be a bit overwhelming starting with a really large project. Once you've got the confidence and you know how to put this all together, moving on to bigger projects makes it a bit easier.
Yeah.
So that is the start of our album, because you can see the spine. This is the front flap where we're going to pop the pages on, and then that's the back part to it as well. Now, I will just tell you, I am using multi-purpose cardstock. Now, you've got the die that does that front and back cover for you, as well as pages, because it's your page, spine and the binding all in one.
Okay.
So you literally run your cardstock through your machine, and with this die you're going to get at least 2 pages die cut through there. So use that die to create the front cover and the back cover. And I'm just going to pop these on, Becky, just underneath to get it started to show you. We're going to line that up and attach that to the front.
Okay.
If you're using contrasting colours, it always looks lovely when you use contrasting colours. But because my papers are quite bright, I've decided to stay with white.
Okay.
So those Ultimate paper pads, they're very strong colours.
Yeah.
Really strong. So I wanted something to give it that lift, and that's why I've used white as a base.
Okay.
So I'm going to pop all my glue onto the inner side of the tab. If you want to put it on the outside, you absolutely can. But we're going to come in and we're going to just pop some glue. Now, at this choice, you could use a wet glue, a dry glue, any glue, red liner tape, that's another good one. When you're popping your straight edge up, you need it to go to that first part of the spine. Now, I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway, and I'm going to add a bit of wet glue into there to give me a bit of wiggle time. Our double-sided super strong tape pen is exactly that.
Oh dear. We've got some great deals on glues as well on the website. Do remember, look at the outlet sale. If you've only just joined us, where have you been? You've missed out. There's been some sales, well, some sales, an amazing sale, up to 80% off in our outlet sale, and there is so many different things in there. As we were saying, we had a vintage rose collection that we showed you earlier on, but we had a 12 by 12 paper pad in the sale as well, so for the vintage rose. Loads of deals in there. There was Gemini Juniors, I don't know if they're still there. There were the light box was in there. It's still there. Advent calendars are back in stock. I think they moved some which were highlighted for being going somewhere else, but we've got some more there. So loads of great deals for you.
Thank you, Becky.
No problem.
Right, so I've just stuck that first one down, so literally take it up to that score line, make sure it's underneath the score line, so that when you've got that casing going round, you can pop your burnish line in and it keeps it nice and flush, so there's no overhanging, and there's no interference when you're turning your pages of the outside and the inside. If that was over, it would interfere, and it would make for a really ugly finish, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. You would struggle to get all your pages in there properly. Yep. So again, I'm just going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to pop the tape pen just on the inside. Oh no, it can't be out. Just thinking then it can't be out. There we go, that's better. Get that running again. A little bit of wet glue to give me time to get it into place. And at the end of the day, it's just giving you extra strength when you're doing it like this, Becky. And then again, up to that line, but not over. Just up to, and before I do it, before I stick it down and commit to it, I'm just going to make sure I've got a really nice free-flowing bend, and I have. So I'm going to pop that back down, put that score line in, and then just finish that off. So now what you've ended up with is the start of your book, the outside, the innie, and then the back page as well. Lovely. But this is where we need to get all the inner parts to it done. So this is when you move on to, and if I just... I know I've got you somewhere. Where have you gone? There it is. You're going to move on to this die, and you're going to run this through. Now, if you were doing the standard mini memory, you just need 3 of these, so you would cut that out 3 times. And I'll just cut it out. I'll just run it through for the first one, but I've already got 3 pre-made up because, again, I want to try and cram everything into this next 2 hours and answer all the questions as well that you might have or want to ask. And please do feel free to ask any of those questions.
Well, this is a good opportunity too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Phil Watson has told me, I'd be delighted to know that the stamens are in the sale.
No way.
I have I love the stamens. The stamens make me feel very happy. Right, I'm going to have to buy some. I've put them over on the other side of the table out there. My emotional support stamens. I just had them close to me throughout the whole, since we had the fuchsia collection out on the system, because it actually, the fuchsias make me feel very happy. They were very beautiful. I love a stamen.
You do?
I do.
You're obsessed. Yeah. You are obsessed.
Becky, you're weird.
Now, you've got part of your page spine now. So you've got 3 score lines, and that you're going to just simply fold in half and burnish. And then you want to turn these, the two ones on the outside, you want to turn them on the outside. So I'm just going to manipulate those. At this stage, depending on your cardstock, you could put an extra crease line in. So you could use your scoreboard to reinforce that. But because I know that the cardstock I'm using is fine just like this, that's all you need to get it into that stage. And then you've got to put your glue down the middle. Now I've got 3 here ready, all in the shape, they've all been scored. I've put red liner tape down, and I'm just going to lift off the red liner tape, and I'm going to stick those together.
Okay.
Let's get rid of that one. I'll stick those together, and then that forms your first bit that's going to stick into the centre of your spine. So we're going to repeat that 3 times. And again, just seal those and flatten those down. Make sure you've got good clean burnishing, because it does make a difference when you're popping your pages on as well, and when you're putting this in. And then again, just seal that. There we go. So we've now got our 3 pieces to go into here, and they simply just line on top of each other. Now when you come to this, can you see that if I bring this up, it catches? So I take a bit of trimming off. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to pop down some glue. Let me, I'll come in with my tape pen again. It's really strong, so I know I'll be fine. I'm going to put that down first. In fact, a little bit of wet glue as well, just to give me that extra wiggle time yet again. When you're popping this in, that straight line, again, take note, it's the same as what we've just done with putting the pages on. It needs to come up to the inner part. It doesn't want to go over that score line. If it goes over, you won't get a clean close, and it will really make a difference, Becky. So it's well worth just taking that couple of seconds to make sure, and that's why the wet glue will give you that helping hand, because it gives you wiggle time. Tacky glue, wet glue, whichever glue you want to use. And then I'm going to do exactly the same and line that one up onto that inner page as well. So I'm going to come back in with a bit of glue again. Let's come down with the straight edge, and I will use a bit of wet glue as well, just to give me that extra bit of wiggle time.
Eleanor says, I've gotten this collection a while ago, and I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I'm glad Debbie is going to be making them today. Mrs. Simmons says, so happy I've done my mega outlet sale, and I can relax and enjoy the Becky and Debbie show. Love you guys. So looking forward to this show, because I never understood how to use these.
Oh, honestly, they're so easy to use. They really are. Although Debbie's just realised I've stuck my wrong bit down.
Oh no.
Thank goodness I put my wiggle glue down there. I'm thinking, my God, my spine looks very thin. It's because I put it down the wrong way.
Oh dear.
So it's the double line that you want to be in the centre. I am going to trim off though. Can you see now? I'm just going to trim off. It makes a difference by just trimming a little bit off. It gives you a little bit of leeway. So when you're popping it in, you can see now that it's going to, let me just show you, close really nice and neatly. I'm just going to trim that end in. You could use your guillotine or your paper trimmer to make a nice, easy, straight line, and I would recommend doing this at this stage, just because I've done many, and I've often thought, oh my God, why is it not sticking properly? And it's just because I didn't trim it.
And it's just a scant amount that you're taking off.
Oh yeah, it's skinny, it's little slither off, yeah, just a little slither. I'm going to come in now with another bit of glue just over the top. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue, because as you just saw, you need a bit of an helping hand sometimes. And I'm just going to come in and trim that down and stick it over the top. So again, take it up, make sure you've got a nice clean fold. It's nice and clean, I know I can get in there, and then you're going to let that set. And that is now ready to add all the pages to. So we've got the spine, we've got the front and the back, and then we're just going to do a quick little bit of decoration. This is where I have sped it up slightly, because I've already made my mats and layers. I've actually made a little feature with the front. So what I've done is I have popped, so that because you've got this flap here, I know it's in white, but you know how I did it this morning, we're in 2 different colours. Just makes a nice little feature by simply just dropping in 2 pieces like that. I think that looks really nice.
I do.
Again, you can fully cover that if you want to fully cover it. But I'm just going to come in this cardstock, the most delicious cardstock.
And these are my special papers?
No,
again?
this is my ultimate, do you know, the me ultimate papers, that lovely pearlescent cardstock. And if Johnny tells me that's in that saying, I would seriously, it better not be. It better not. If it is, we'll be taking.
I haven't got it yet, so I don't want to
the ultimate paper pads, the pearl, glorious. Thank God for that, Johnny. Thank God for that. That's all I'm going to say. Because we would have been having to take a very quick break. Because I would have been running to the website, not walking, running to the website. So again, I'm just going to pop all these pieces down.
Karen says she bought some multimedia dies in the sale, and she's asking whether she can cut card rather than the fabric with them, and if so, what the plate configuration would be for a G2. I'll say my bit, and then Debbie can say her bit. I would say if you've got fabric plates, I still use my fabric plates even if I'm cutting card. It saves that metal, it saves any marks going on your plates. I very rarely don't use my fabric plates, if you see what I mean. I use them all the time. So you can see how you want to do them. But Debbie, what would you use if you were using
this is cutting fabric, did you say?
No, not fabric. She wants to cut card with the multimedia dies.
Oh, that's fine, yes. So now, depending on the card, I should put a card which she's going to cut?
No, I think general card.
So general card, up to 3, possibly 4 of a 300 GSM that you would be able to get through with using your multi-dies. Now, if you are doing that, you would, and I would definitely say this, you can use your metal shim if you want to. I usually use your metal shim when it's the tricky ones, it's the materials and things like that I use it for. You could try it without. Your metal shim, though, will protect your bottom plate by simply adding that in. So the combination you could try is, without first, 3, possibly 4 sheets of like a Centura pearl or a multi-purpose, die over the top, and I face mine down. So cutting plate, the cardstock that I'm cutting into, the die on the top with the blade facing down, then the plastic shim, then the other cutting plate. You do not need, for a multimedia die, magnetic shim. Don't put it in. You do not need it. So please don't put that in. If that doesn't cut cleanly, or you think it's damaging your plate a little bit, then put your metal shim on the underneath bit. So the cutting plate, the metal shim, the cardstock with the die facing down, plastic shim, and the other cutting plate. But you do not, under any circumstances, you do not put a magnetic shim in on a multimedia die into cardstock. You just don't need it. And when you're using a multimedia die, and you'll back me up on this, Becky, you just don't need that extra shim in there for anything, to be fair.
Not at all.
And when you're using a multimedia die, it's a thicker metal, it cuts deeper into thicker materials. I'm just going to show you, I don't know what I've done with my spine, so I'm going to have a look. Oh, it's there. Oh, I thought I'd lost my spine bit, Becky. I was like, where's that gone? So I'm just going to put my spine bit on.
You would be spineless.
Oh, the bad jokes were yesterday, Becky. Bad jokes were yesterday.
That would have been quite good for yesterday, actually, wouldn't it, in Halloween? And we had a question earlier this morning, which I didn't get a chance to ask you, which was from Sue Cummings. She wants to make a multimedia puzzle with card, but she's not sure of the plate orientation for her Gemini 2.
A multimedia?
Multimedia puzzle.
The jigsaw?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Cutting plate?
Yeah.
Metal die? I put my metal die in. Ooh. Ooh.
Your metal
Is it mount board?
Shim.
Is it mount board? Ooh,
doesn't say.
I've changed my mind.
Okay.
Cutting plate.
Yeah.
Mount board.
Yeah.
Jigsaw die on the top.
Yeah.
Plastic shim, cutting plate.
Right.
Try that.
Okay.
That doesn't work. Put the metal one in again on that under one. So I hope that helps.
Fabulous.
There we go. We've popped our inside book, our outside pieces all together. Now what we're going to do is put all the pages in. Now I didn't get time to finish this morning, so I'm going to do it this time. This is a masterclass, and I have again used for all of my pages. So all of the sheets started life on this die. Run those through, it gives you the accurate measurement for this. The exception to the rule would be if you were extending if you were making it bigger, you would have to hand cut them to the size of your spine. But because the die is it's a 5x5 album basically, so all of those are already measured at 5x5 for you. And we're going to stick in our pages. So I'm going to come in. Now, I did say earlier this morning, I do use red liner tape, so I'm going to come in and pop on red liner tape onto the insides of the pages and use it that way. You can use, and I will show you in a second because I'll do it with the second page, I'll use our glue.
Yep.
and we'll do that one. But I'm just going to put all of those into there. Keep those questions coming in. If it's not related to the mini memories, that's absolutely fine. We're here to answer any questions. That's what I love about this. It's live,
Phil
it's interactive.
Sparkley's actually sent me some information.
Oh, lovely.
Which is the alternate word for stamens.
What's that?
And it's microsporophyll. So I'm going to use that in my everyday language.
Whaty?
Microsporophyll.
Is that real? Oh, I didn't know that.
Not only do you learn crafty techniques here, we also are giving you special words for you to use in Scrabble.
Now, again, when you're popping your page, you're attaching it, you're taking it right down to that bottom score line. You don't want it interfering, you want it to turn smoothly. So now I've attached that, I am going to put my second one in. So this is when I'm going to come in now. Now, I did say this morning, this is when you can actually add a little extra bonus page. I'm going to stick these two together, so I'm going to attach some glue, or again, I tell you what I'll do, I'll just drop on a bit of red liner again. But I'm going to glue mine down. But at this stage, you can absolutely, if you want to, you can absolutely leave those open. So you could actually stick another page on, and then it would then open. So you've got like a. But I like it. I like that. Oh, I forgot to put my red line and took that off. You can make real rigid pages, and I will be totally honest. When I'm doing these kind of books, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I like the strength. It gives it that really professional kind of finish at all times. Now, I'm just going to run a bit of glue on there again because I want it to stick down firmly. But I'm just going to attach. So again, when you turn that over, pop your page where your print's going to go, and then just take it down again to that spine, and then you're going to marry it up. Now this is when, if you are making it double, you just need to make sure you've got it nice and flush. So I know that that's absolutely fine. I'm going to seal that, and that now creates a really strong page in that first page. And we're just going to repeat that again with the next one. The only difference that I've done with this one, and I'm going to bring it in for a second to show you the next die in there, because you've got some brilliant dies in here to create lots of different page styles. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So my second one is going to have two fancy scallop pages, because I've used the scalloped die, and I'm not going to lie, I'm drawn to this one. I don't know why I keep using this one over and over again, but I just love that scalloped nature to that one. And it's exactly the same way. So you're going to just attach your chosen glue onto the bottom of your page spine, and then you're just going to attach those. And I'm going to put those on while we're here. I'm just going to just...
LA Price asks, what are the measurements?
5x5 of this one, of the standard one. It's a 5x5 mini memory album.
Okay.
That's if you keep it to this size.
Okay, but you can adapt it.
You can adapt it, yeah.
Liz Johnson says, will the multimedia dies in the sale go through my Gemini MIDI?
Ooh, now, my own personal opinion is that you would go through a electronic machine.
Yep.
It is doable, I'm saying doable, but because it's a plastic folder and it's a multimedia die, it's, for me, it's like you put your, it's going in and it strains a little bit. And I've done it before, I have done it in the past, but I'll be totally honest with you, I've gone through a lot of plates that way. I know it's a plastic folder, but I will just say, we recommend that you use those dies in an electronic die cutting machine. That's just I'm going to just say it as it is. They will cut multimedia dies. I've done them before. I once worked on those lovely fairies, you know, the Nutcracker ones that you had in applique. I did it in a project and I used my MIDI, but I did use a lot of plates to go through because it's a thicker die. So if you have got an electronic die cutting machine, I highly recommend that you use that one.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Keep your messages and your questions coming in, and this is your opportunity to ask anything. But like Debbie says, keep it clean. We have any kind of questions, maybe it's about this, maybe it's about something you've seen in that incredible 80% off sale, up to 80% off sale. Incredible deals on there. What have you bought? Let us know what you've bought. What have you managed to find? Because actually the messages were coming in saying, well, I've just got this. And we were like, what? For that price? Oh my goodness me. There were 800 different items on there this morning. I don't know how many have sold out, but you would have seen that there was a show with Leanne earlier today for an hour. Leanne will be doing the same thing tomorrow with different products, but all the products are available in that outlet section of the website. So do take advantage of that, because my goodness, I mean, who doesn't want something where you can be getting that everything at a great deal? And of course, you know, we have that Gemini. Like, I mean, we never expected to see the Gemini at that price.
No, never in a million years. Now you can see my book coming together. You've got your front, you've got your first page, you've got your scallop page, and then we're going to just finish off with the last page. And that's your mini memory done, put together. Now you're probably thinking, Debbie, what are you doing? You've not put anything in there. No photos, no nothing. Well, there's a reason, Becky, because I love my mum. Yeah. As most people do. Yeah. We recently went to a Coronation Street experience.
Oh yes.
And it's going to be used for that.
Oh yeah.
She won't be watching, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't personally filled these up, but I will be doing, and I'm going to be putting loads of pictures because I've got them all lined. I took hundreds, Becky. Hundreds.
Really?
When I say hundreds.
What was your favourite part of that tour?
Well, the tour guide, Rory, absolutely incredible guy, very knowledgeable. But for me, the best bit was meeting Alan Alsell, who plays Tyrone. Oh my God, what a dream. He was, I paid for the star experience where you met one of the stars. Wasn't expecting it to be him. I've loved Tyrone. He were on since a little boy. I'm saying a little boy. He was a young lad when he first started. He was incredibly lovely. We were first in queue. I don't know how that happened. Get out way. First in the queue, me and my mum. So we got to meet him first. I thought, you know, if we were at last, he probably would have been fed up about it. So I thought, get in there first. Incredibly lovely young man. And I've heard a rumour that he's going on I'm a Celebrity this year. Just heard a rumour.
Did you hear that rumour from him? Did he whisper it in your ear?
I can't deny or say anything. I didn't hear from him, but I can't deny or I can't confirm or deny that I didn't hear it on that day. Oh. Is all I'm going to say. Just a rumour, though. That's what they kept saying, just a rumour.
Okay. Would you go on that show?
What
would you go on that show?
Absolutely never in a million years. No? Eating bugs, spiders and everything else? No. And if they put me in... You saw how I am round a little table. Could you imagine me being in... in closed spaces? No. Oh, no. Bikini under the waterfall.
Yeah, you might get a modelling contract off the back of that.
It's only a purple bikini, not a white one, a purple bikini. But no, you'd never catch me on there. And there you go, that's the first part of the masterclass, showing you how to put the spine together, showing you how to put the insides and how to pull them in, and then showing you how you get that lovely, and if I just hold it up, where you get that lovely precision, clean, and it means that you've got an album now that is a clean shut and clean open, just to show you how to put those together. I've just popped a little embossing folder in there because I know my mum loves roses and I'm going to colour that in later. But yeah, you can... I thought I put my poppy page up wrong way around then. But you can then fill it with all the memories of whoever it is that you want to pop in there. So that's the first stage, done and dusted. Fantastic.
Oh, I love that. And you make it look so easy. I'm really enjoying this. I can see from the messages, everyone is enjoying seeing what you're doing here. If you've got any questions about what Debbie's doing, any questions about any of the products that are on the website, perhaps you've seen something in the sale and you don't really know what it is, just message in, we'll be able to help you. We are going to give you the opportunity to check out your baskets because there will be limited items in that warehouse sale and you want to make sure you get hold of those. Do make sure you check out in the break and we'll see you back in a couple of moments.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to help you log into your account on our brand new site. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Make sure to select the correct location at the top of the page. go to the My Crafters icon on the top right of your screen. Next, enter your email address. Then, enter your password. Click the Sign In button. You should now be logged into your account and taken to your My Crafters page. When you're ready to log out, go to the left-hand side of the page and click the Log Out button in the My Account box. When you're logged out, you'll be taken back to the Crafters Companion page. And it's as easy as that.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Loads of people are loving what you're seeing today. Lynette says, that looks really pretty, Debbie. I bought this collection a while ago and it's so lovely to use. Lots of people telling me what they've been buying in the quite incredible sale that we've got on the website, up to 80% off various items. Helen Rankin said, I bought some cutting plates for my junior machine, the advent calendar, which I couldn't believe was so cheap, double-sided plates for the Gemini 2 and the storage bag for my plates. A fantastic sale. It is incredible. All Things Wonderful says, how do I use my double-sided plates in a sandwich?
Oh, great question. Right, so if I just, first example, just show you.
Yep.
So when you've got double-sided plates, the only other plates that you need for your combination are these two.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a very simple, straightforward sandwich. You will have your double-sided dies sandwiched in those green double-sided plates. So you've got one sheet of paper, put your green plate down, sheet of paper, die facing down, your other sheet of paper on the top because it cuts out twice in one pass, then the other green sandwich. So you're sandwiching that together, and then you sandwich the green plates in there like that. Okay. So the green plate goes into there, and obviously that sandwich I've just told you, you will then encapsulate it or enclose it together like so. So I haven't got any green plates with me here, otherwise I would visually show you, but that's a great question. So your two green plates will be sandwiched in here. Okay. That's the outer, that's the bottom, that's the top, shall we say, and then them sandwiched in there, and that's as simple as that combination is.
Fantastic.
Super easy. Yeah,
that's nice and simple.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay, we're going to carry on with your demo, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to make one of the files. Okay. Because I've got my album, I thought I'd make a file to pop in there. And we're still going to do the outer casing of the box. We're still going to do the flip box, and we're still going to get the drawer done, time permitting. But we're going to cram as much as we possibly can in here. Now, again, very simple. Box file comes in two parts. You're going to need some strong cardstock. I'm going to use white again because I'm using the same colours. I want it nice and bright for my mum. So absolutely, you're going to use whatever cardstock you want to use, whether it be craft card, black card, whether it be pearlescent, whatever it is that you want to use, Centura pearl, you can choose. I'm just using multi-purpose again for the purposes of the demo and that match my choice in papers. Pop it onto your cardstock and again, it's really easy. You just draw around it. Couldn't be any simpler. Again, when you're popping it on, just make sure your template doesn't move. If your template moves, you might find that some of your tabs don't fit right. So you just want to make sure you've got those. Again, I'm not going to waste my time going all the way up there. I'm just going to pop a couple in there just to give me the clear indication of where I need to put my score lines. So I'm going to do the same again, this side.
Yep.
And then I know that that's going to go all the way across. So I'll pop a couple in. And we even give you clues. Glue here, glue here. So you know when you're popping that on, that when you've got this sorted, you know exactly where you're going to put your glue. Okay. I'm going to use, again, guillotine. I like, with it being nice and square, a nice square finish. So I'm going to drop that on. Now, if you are lining it up, make sure on your guillotine, and oh my God, that guillotine is crazy price today.
Yeah, $14.99 I think it is, isn't it?
Make sure it's just at the top. So you get a really nice clean cut straight down. And then even when you've got it on an angle, you can still get that in. So by that I mean the pencil mark coming to the outside edge of the blade, and the same with the bottom one. It gives you a precise cut, and you know you won't have I said messed up, but you know exactly what I mean. You're not going to mess anything up there. And then I'm going to do exactly the same onto this one. So let's get rid of all those pieces. Now, coming to this one, I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. I've just realised I haven't put one at the top, so I'm just going to pop that back on just for a second. Place that back onto its template, and I just want to put a couple just in here. Okay. Again, just giving me that clear indication of where we're going. Now, on here, this bit has been cut away, so, and I've seen my pencil has just missed it slightly. I'm going to switch to scissors. You can use a paper trimmer at this point, because a paper trimmer you can absolutely guide a little bit better than you can with a guillotine. A guillotine's exactly that. It's a guillotine, one blade, one swoosh, done, and a straight cut. But a paper trimmer gives you a bit more fluidity and able to do all those different kinds of cuts. So again, that's your template done, and then you're going to bring in your scoreboard, and you're going to do exactly the same.
Okay, that is, I only recently discovered why we have a black line on the scoreboard, because mine didn't, and it was, I didn't realise that it was, we drew them on to make life easier. And I've drawn one on at home, and I was thinking, why on earth did I realise, and I've had it for years, I've had it for about 2 years, and didn't realise why I didn't need why I would need that black line in it.
Well, for example, this is a great way of showing you. So
Absolutely.
we've got one up here, don't forget that's a flap, and then this is the bottom part, but I've just put a few here. So I know if I line this up to the black mark, and that to the black mark, I know when I come down, I've got a really clear, smooth transition of that fold, so that I know it's going to be absolutely okay when I come to putting it together. So again, this is when you would rub out your marks. Now, I will just go back to it just in a second to show you.
Yep.
Because you can also do your cutout holes, shall I say, the right way around there. So I'm just going to pop that together just for a second. Now it's all done. If I bring back in the template, you're probably thinking, well, how do you get that circle? Well, it's there.
Okay.
So you can draw around that. And again, if you are choosing one to draw around, I've got a mechanical pencil here, because it's holy. If you're going to come draw on the bottom or draw on the top line, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
Just so you've got a really good, clean way of being able to then cut out. And this is when you're going to need your swivel knife to cut through there. So if I think we've got one in here, let me just make sure. Let's have a little look. No, that's a straight edge. A straight edge, you will not get a good clean cut. Let me see if I've got mine in here, Becky. I'll just be a second, because I usually carry mine around with me. But yeah, you need this.
Have a die, I suppose you could use that.
You could use, you could use a die. One of the small nesting dies works perfectly, but you want something that allows you to be able to curl around. So I call, So it's exactly what it is. It's I call it the wibbly wobbly knife because it allows me to do wibbly wobbly things. So I'm just going to follow that around, and all you're going to do is take one line at a time and cut around there. So again, use it as a guide.
So you're basically moving your card around the knife.
Yes,
like,
although you have got, because you've got the swivel, you have got that to enable to cut right through there.
Yeah.
Now, I've talked a bit before about when I've got, I can feel as well the pins and needles in my hand right now, but I could sometimes find this bit tricky.
Yeah.
So you've got choices. You can either use your nesting dies, and I would use one of the small ones to cut through there, or just take your craft knife. But for me, because I struggle sometimes with pressure, because the pressure in the hand sets the pins and needles off.
Yeah.
So I just have to be somewhat careful sometimes, but just follow that around. And if you have, just go around it a couple of times, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm basically spinning that card around, and then you push that through, and you've got your hole.
Perfect.
So even though, you know, sometimes with dexterity problems, it can be a bit of an issue. You can still do that, and I just went round that a couple of times. If you noticed, I took it round a couple of times. So that is your casing done. However, I'm going to bring in, because I've got my red liner tape, got mine cut out again. Now, the other part, this is the other part of the box file. So you don't want that one, you want the other template. And this is when you will do exactly the same. And I'm just going to bring in the one that I've got ready, where you pop it over your cardstock, you draw around it, you put your score lines in, and then you know where your glue is. And if you just put a little G on it, so that you know, just as a little reminder that you're going to glue that down. So, putting it together, Becky. Now, you can, of course, decorate your box before you put this together. So, what I mean by that is, and let me just make sure I've got all my right pieces here.
Do you tend to decorate your box first?
Yes, I do. I do. I put all my box pieces together, although Debbie was trying to think where she put the box pieces. I found them.
Good.
Because I used the template as a little guide, so I'll tell you how I did this. So take your cardstock and draw around your cardstock, right? And I'm using this bottom piece and just this area to cut round, and then I took off 1/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, and it gives me that lovely framing of my box frame. And again, the beautiful thing about this is you've got 2 different choices on this one, and then just stick those panels down. And I'm going to come in with the other one because that's the main part, and then this is the other part, Debbie, get it the right way around, where you're going to stick those 2 pieces, because this is basically going to come round. I think for ease, I'm just going to show you how to do it without. I can always stick these on afterwards, but just so to show you how to put these on together. Now then, I've got 2 ready. Look at me, Becky. I've got 2 files going off at the same time. So I'm going to join up. Let me bring that this way around and this side. You're going to join up this tab first. So I'm going to pop down there a bit of, we'll go with red liner tape again. Got plenty of time.
Do you always use the maximum width red liner tape that you have for a tab, or do you just... Because there's 3 different widths.
There's 3 different widths. You've got 3 mil. I don't use 3 mil on this, Becky.
Right.
The 6 mil, which is what this is, and then there's a 12 mil. The 12 mil practically goes over the whole of it. Right. So sometimes you can, if you haven't put your tape on straight, you'll get a little bit seeping out. So I use the middle size one to be on the safe side.
Makes sense.
Good question, that, Becky.
As Stephanie asked, can you explain what and where you would use a foam sheets, as they're different thicknesses?
Foam sheets?
Yeah.
Foam sheets I use, basically, I'm not going to lie with my foam sheets, I cut my own size foam pads with them, and different depths.
Okay.
And especially when you want, do you know, like decoupage layers, and you want to, I like a little bit of difference. I'll use different thicknesses. I know Craig uses them to die cut with as well, because Craig die cuts with them, and then he uses his gilding flakes over them. You can do that. But for me, it's just having the choice of a different thin to a thick, without the need of, and I'll use all sorts of foam pads. We have all sorts, different sizes, different packets, but I do love the sheets because I'm in control of the size, and I use my guillotine. Sometimes, do you know, on those thin dies that you want a little bit of a lift?
Oh, yeah.
I use the foam pad sheets and I trim it down to the sides, and then I can pop that on without having to trim all of my different sizes of my foam pads down.
Right.
So that's how I use my sheets, but that's another good question.
And is that the same for like the foam, like with the funky foam? Do you use that for creating like thicker, you know, almost like foam pad type things? Do you use it in that?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love how you're working. Your brain's working overtime. That came from you, that one, didn't it?
I know.
Now I'm going to just pop down. Let me see if I can get my red liner. Get me pokey tool underneath. There we go. Got rid of it. And I'm just going to join now this to this. Now I lay by flat. And I lay it flat to give me the ability to pop that down, and I want to make it nice and flush. Again, I do not want to go over that score line. If you go over that score line, you'll end up with a bit of a mess. So now we've got my box file, and now I'm happy with that. I can just give it that little burnish. And then this is really easy, because you glue, and you're going to stick that down on the top. So I'm going to just pop my glue just onto there, Becky, just to finish that off.
Okay.
And that will be the box file, and then we'll decorate it. And I've done that ×2.
Fantastic. I really like the shape of those. It's nice to have a little storage. I like the idea of having these little memory books for different years of a child's life. That'd be quite a nice thing to do, or, you know, one for people's birthdays or one for each year. Be able to store them all in those little files. I think it's a lovely idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, especially with babies. They grow so fast, don't they? They really grow so fast. And I'm just going to drop that one into there and get that squared off. Now, I use this as a little bit of a indication of where I want my flaps to stick. So, and what I mean by that, I mean, do you know sometimes when you're trying to put a box lid down, you want it to be nice and straight, but I'm using this edge as the guide to get it nice and straight. So use that side first, then use the top. And then when you're happy with that, then you can seal it, and you know you've got a really nice, neat finish. So take your straight edge and use that as a guide.
Okay.
So you're not struggling when putting it down, and then I'm just going to finish that off on the inside. If you want to use something like a glue bottle or whatever it is that you want to be able to do, but that is how you basically put that file together. And I'm just going to start sticking my pieces down, Becky.
Fantastic. Do make sure if you've got any questions about any of the products that Debbie is using today, do message in. We are live and interactive, so this is your opportunity to ask a question. And if we get the opportunity to, we'll even show you the technique you might be querying. We do try and do that as much as we possibly can. But I imagine everyone is watching this, and with the other hand, you'd like this, looking at all the great goodies on the website. Yeah, there are some incredible deals on there. We didn't get enough time, really, did we, in the break, to properly shop?
Well, no, because we wanted to do other things as well, didn't we?
We were doing other things.
Now, I've popped my front one, my back one, and I'm just going to put my middle piece when she can find it, because I know I've got them here. There we go. And I have used that template again to cut around, but I like a bit of a neat finish. I find that looks a little bit too, what's the word?
Stark?
Yes, and I want it to line in, so I've used my nesting dies at this stage to create myself that lovely, strengthen it as well, but also to give it that nice finish when you're popping this together. I think it, especially as I'm using white, it gives it a really nice finish. And they're my small stitch nesting dies, and they fit perfectly over. And do you know what also they cover up? Multitude of sins. Do you know if you've got a bit messy around that area when you're cutting that out, that covers it up.
Fantastic.
Gives it that really nice, neat finish. Nobody need know. It's our secret.
Having that strength there, because that's the bit you're going to be sticking your finger in to pull them out. So
exactly.
You want that bit to be the strongest.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So again, I'm just going to line that up. I'm using wet glue. Gives me that time to pop it into place as well. And that is your file for... Oops, Debbie, you've missed your front part off. Hang on a minute. Silly old me. I'm thinking, yeah, you've definitely missed the front part off. I think, do you know what I'm going to have? Might have a little contrasting. Yeah, I think oh no, I'm going to have those gorgeous ditzy florals. Let's come in and put those on. Get that the right way around, Debbie.
That's lovely. I really
and that
like
is
those
your
papers.
file done for your book to go into, and your book goes into there, and there you've got your file. I'm going to make the other one up in a second because I have got two, because we're going to make the drawer as well. We'll also do the flip book. So you literally have got all of it coming together. We've done these 2 in the first hour, we'll get the other 2 done in the second.
Fantastic. Really, really liking this. These are the mini memories 8-piece selections. You've got a load of templates here. You've also got dies in here to make the outer casings, the drawers, the files, the memory books, flip books. There's so much in here and absolutely ideal for anybody that takes photographs and wants to try and remember to use them. This is a great deal. Loads of you absolutely loving this, and I'm not surprised. It is a gorgeous collection that we've got here. We're going to carry on with this demonstration. Let us know if you've made one of these. Maybe you've got some pictures you might want to share with us. Share them on Facebook if we don't get a chance to show them on the screen. It's always nice for us to see what you've been making, and it's always nice to hear if we've inspired you. Perhaps you've already purchased these and you've popped them, you know, you've got them at home and you've not actually got them out. This is your opportunity to grab them, especially when we've got them at such a good deal. Just £44 or $52.80 is the platinum price for all of this. So you can see from the samples that we've had earlier today exactly what you can be making with this. And we're going to carry on with the demo so we can see, we can do the outer casing of this now.
Putting my second file together.
Am I rushing you there?
No, you're fine, Becky. You can be doing your little bit while I do my little bit, because I'm just making the second box file up, because it's exactly the same what I showed you in that first demo. You repeat those, especially if you want to add more than one in there, you put it more than one, because I'm going to put a flip book into this one, and we will come to that outer casing as well, and then hopefully, I'm going to say hopefully get the drawer in too. Yeah, but I'm just sticking all my Lex bits down for this second file.
Brilliant. Now in Wake Up Call earlier today, we talked about the vintage rose, and then we discovered the 12x12 paper pad is in our outlet sale. You want to grab hold of that if you can. But you may also want to add to it the vintage rose collection. So this is a mixture of dies and stamps that you've got here. This first one we've got here is your Baroque frame. This is a fantastic 2D embossing folder that you've got here. We've then got this one, which is a 3D embossing folder. This is your Timeless Rose. Absolutely beautiful. Now, with all of these samples, we show you, just with a little bit of ink on them, how effective they are. But we saw earlier today how incredible they look once they've been coloured in. This is your Elegant Lace Border die. Again, really, really pretty, very intricate dies that you've got here. And a lot of metal on this. Sometimes you buy cheap metal dies and they bend a bit when you take them out of the packaging. These do not bend, they're nice and sturdy. This next one here is your Exquisite Lace. You've got here that beautiful kind of fretwork around the outside and that lovely little scrolly oval in the middle. I don't know if scrolly is an actual word, but it is now. This one is that lovely trellis, really beautiful die we saw on one of the samples earlier on, and this was cut out of white card and created the back and the front of the card, and it looks absolutely beautiful, almost ethereal kind of look to that one. Then we have your Rose Bouquet. This is a stamp and die set. This is absolutely the key one if you want to be practicing some of your colouring, if you want to use your different colouring mediums like your aqua blend pencils, your dry colour markers. Lots and lots of people are keen to try out colouring. If you haven't bought some of your colouring mediums, look in that sale. There are some Spectrum Noir goodies in there and want to take advantage of them when they're on special offer. This next item we've got here, the Vintage Textures stamps. We saw Debbie using this one earlier today, which is almost like these little bubbles and splodges. You've also got more intricate die stamps here, these kind of scrolls, and also that beautiful script work is absolutely lovely. Next one here is a selection of, quite frankly, some of the most beautiful vellum you will ever see, with those beautiful roses. As always with our vellums, the vellum, printed vellums, replicate the images that you'll see in the paper pads. So if you've managed to get your hands on that 12 by 12 paper pad, this will go perfectly with that. And then finally we have some of our flower forming foam. So this is the very fine thin foam in these lovely colours, that deep red, bright pink, and also that lovely dark green colour. And the price for this is £80 or $98. Platinum price is £64 or $78.40. We've got some pictures. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. I love a picture. It's me in the picture. Oh, that's a Halloween box. Oh, it's a memory box. Oh, well, what have you put in your memory box for Halloween? That's really good, isn't it? I like that. Something a bit different. Oh, and all those different little memory books to go inside. I like that. Very nice. Now, was that, correct me if I'm wrong, we had some Halloween items in the Halloween sale, which finished last night, but perhaps they've managed to make it into that outlet sale. You never know, you never know. Rhonda's just said, oh dear, I just got sucked down the rabbit hole of shopping. I've clawed my way out and I'm back here now. Well done, because there was a lot of shopping. We've lost over 100 items out there. So there's 800 items on there this morning. Over 100 have sold out. So there's still 700 items on there. I guarantee if you go to those sale pages on the website, you will find many things that you want and need, and you're going to be getting them at fantastic prices. So make sure you don't miss out on that. What did you say was that? Heat erasable pens. I love heat erasable pens. They are your best friend. £2.99 for 3 heat erasable pens, one red, one black, one blue. Oh. Shh. Just smoldering. Debbie, can you fill for me while I do some shopping? Can you do some demos while I do some shopping?
Would you like me to?
I think we need to, don't we? Because I'd like to see what else you're going to be doing with this demo.
Well, I'm going to move to the flip book.
Lovely.
We'll concentrate on the art casing and the draw in the next stage, but I want to get my flip book done because if there's anything I love, it is this absolutely fabulous piece in the collection, which is the flip book. This is what's going to create those lovely openings, whether you choose 4, whether you choose 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's entirely up to you. These can then go into your album. So the album that I made, you could actually at one point stick your flip book onto there and then create pages that come up at the top, out at the side, down to the bottom, then come off onto this side. I've just chosen just to make a basic album, but I'm going to show you how to do the flip book and then I'll show you where to attach it if you're going inside as well. Now, for me, this is the worker die that creates that. Yep. It's got your full cutting edge and then 2 score lines in there that you run through your die cutting machine in your chosen cardstock. That then creates, and I'm just going to put that there for a second, that then creates this page. So pop that through your machine, and then you will also have, and this is, again, you can put the reinforced line in, but you've got 2, and I'm just going to bring those down for a second to show you. It creates a little bit of a spine in itself. Oh, but this is the magic. You need that there to be able to create all the flip pages. And I'll put one together to show you how you basically put this together. So if I come in, and I've got multiples, the trouble with me, Becky, is I never know when to stop. Now, I will tell you, that's the worker die. These beauties are the pages that you can have, whether you want a square one that fits in there, perfectly aligned, or you can go down a notch and you could have a lovely scalloped. Yeah. You could mat and layer, and how I look at these is that's exactly what they are. They're mat and layer dies going down in increments of, I think it's ½ an inch or ¼ of an inch, I can never remember this one. I think it's ¼ of an inch where they go down in increments. Or if you're looking at the straight edge ones, and I'll just bring those out for a second, you've got a very useful set of nesting dies in here. Oh, yeah. And I'm just going to take those off, just so you can see. You've got the square nesting dies. This die set is one that you're going to use in and out of your mini memory collection. The torn pages, again, you've got some nesting abilities in there as well, and then you've got 2 circular ones in the centre. So for me, this is a really useful set. I mean really useful set, and I'm not just talking mini memories, I'm talking nesting. So take advantage of that whilst you've got that in that collection. However, we'll start putting this together because I've got quite a few here. of those worker die pieces. And then you're just going to decide which way around you're going to flip, or which way around you want your flips to come out. Your flip pages. Oh dear, I'm going to get myself into a right tacking. Now I'm going to attach this one to, so I've got them almost like the same direction.
Yeah.
But I'm going to come in and attach those on. Now they can go in for neatness, or they can go underneath, and because either way you're going to cover them up. I think I'm going to have them on the inner. Okay. So I'm just going to put my glue. Now again, you could use red liner tape, you could use wet glue, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that into there, and I'm just going to pop that up to there. Again, that first edge, you do not want it to go over that score line. And don't forget you've got 2 score lines in here because you've got this little spine. So in order to get a nice clean fold, make sure it goes up to that first score line. And when you're happy with it and it's nice and flush, you can attach it to there. So that's the first stage. And then it depends on your, and do you know what I'll do, Becky? I think what I'll do is I'll add my colours. I'm going to bring in all my scallop pieces. I've already cut some straight edges. I've cut some scalloped edges.
And
I'm
all
going
the
to
same matching papers that you've used before.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So I've just got loads of squares, loads of the torn edges. But I think when I'm decorating it, to make it look easier, maybe see it a little bit better, you'll be able to get an idea as well. I think it's a bit more visual, isn't it, when you see it this way. So let me just pop down the first layer.
I like those torn edges.
I love these torn edges, not going to lie, they're absolutely glorious, love them. So let's come in with the first one. I'm going to put another one onto this side. Let's go in with the bold floral. Then pop that on. When you're looking at where you put them, use it as a visual of the score line so that you get it into that centrepiece. It's no good taking it from that side because you'll think, oh my God, there's a big gap there, but it isn't. You're looking at it from that angle. So if I just turn it there, you're looking at it from that angle. So that's where you need to just measure and line that up. Because you're using wet glue, lines up even better, Becky. Lines up even better.
Yeah.
I'm going to attach another piece, another flip that's going to come on. Again, I'm going to attach it underneath so it's nice and clean. It'll probably be a bit messy on that side, but it's fine because we're going to cover those up as well. So I'm just going to use my glue yet again down that tab. Wait a minute. Oh God, Debbie, throw that in the bin. That's the one you had earlier.
It's not another one that you
put it in
used
the bin. I just left it there. What a turnip.
Oh,
Right.
I'm always doing that.
I know. There we go. And then just attach it again to that first line because you want that spine, especially if you're using this as a flip and you want it to go in all different directions. And if you are using nesting dies, of course, you want a bit of place where they can go, where they can fold in nice and neatly on themselves. And then I'm going to put another one on this side. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Like so. So we'll come in and we'll attach that. And again, I'm just taking it from there, to that angle, and then just lining that up. Now at this stage, I'm going to trim this edge off because I'm not going to add any more because this part is this main feature to it. So I'm just going to bring in my guillotine and I'm going to trim that down. Going in, and I'm going to take it to that second score line because that'll give me a really nice, neat finish, and I haven't got any of those because I don't need any of those on there. Like so. Just spin that across. There we go. Now, we're going to take one of those worker dies again, the worker die cuts, and we're going to go upwards. So again, the tab is the one that's going to sit underneath. So this is the top flap now, so you can see how it anchors. So again, and I'm going to do it, I'll keep it all in one direction when I'm doing it. I'm not messing around, turning it, flipping it, and having lots of messy different sides. I'm going to keep it nice and neat. So I'm going to line that up. Now, line it up from the second score line to that first score line. Take it up to that first edge. And then when you're happy, so that you've got a really nice, clean fold, so that you're not interfering with anything when it's folding over.
Right.
So it's just about lining that up in the right place. I'm going to come back in. I think I'll have a square. I've had some scallops. Let's have a square one. Let's come to the top. Aren't these papers gorgeous?
They really are. Eleanor Jones says, I really love these papers. It reminds me of the fall foliage outside, or foliage, as you would call it. She also says, I finally got back into crafting. I've made a couple of Halloween cards. I really wanted to do the same thing as last year with the candy bags that myself and my granddaughter made for a bunch of the kids, but I couldn't bring myself to get back into crafting like I wanted to. Maybe next year we'll do it. It's sometimes if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I'm going for a 4-page at the moment, Becky. So again, put my glue on the inside tab. I'm going to line up that edge, that second score line to the first score line, up to the edge, no interference. I can see I've slightly moved that. Ooh, that were close there, Debbie. That was close. There we go. Just make sure I've lined that up right as well. It's always difficult under these camera lights, Becky, to get that clean.
You get so much of a glare, don't you?
You do, yeah, that's what I keep seeing, and I'm like, oh no, not again. But can you see you've got a really nice, neat fold?
Yeah.
That's on your 4-page one, but I'm not happy with 4. I want more. So I'm going to add more, and I'm going to add a little bit more decoration. And then we're going to come in and pop this down. Now, I think I did a masterclass on this, you know, not long ago, and I think I had a flip book being the main focus of it. It might have been a demo, actually.
Was that the one when you did the plaid pads?
I don't know if it was, you know, I can't remember. But I'm not happy with 4. I mean, you can leave it at 4, but you've got a die set here, Becky, to have a lot of fun with.
Keep going.
A lot of fun with. So let's start creating flipping pages all over the flipping place. But I do, honestly, this die set for me is the best out of it. I love the album, but this one for me I just absolutely adore. I think it'd make a great one for card makers as well. I'm so sorry, I'm going to bring it down so you can see it. Still not happy, want one more.
It could be a never-ending card.
Oh, actually, do you know what?
What?
I think I might have to stop there. I wanted to add another one just down here. What was you singing then, Becky?
You said you were singing the bullseye.
Was I singing Bullseye?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Was I really?
I used to love that show.
Subconscious then. I must have been subconscious. I don't remember doing that. Oh, I wanted more.
Are you really good
at this side. Do you know what? I've realised what I've done. It's okay. I'm going to run one through. I'm going to run one through. Got time, haven't we? Got plenty of time. Yeah. Let's run another one through. Because I love the idea of having multiple pages coming off there. So I'm just going to trim that down. There we go. Run that through my Gemini. Now it's a straight, pretty simple die, let's not lie. It's a nice straight die, there's no intricacy in it, so I'm going to cut it without the magnetic shim and run that through. And it didn't need it, you heard that there,
Yep.
It didn't need that extra shim in there. Think about that when you are using your Gemini plates, when you are looking at your dies and thinking about the sandwiches. And if you do go back to that Craft Your Stash show where I did that 2 hours, you will see I talk about that in that masterclass, or the Craft Your Stash, should I say, Craft Your Stash, not masterclass. Again, I'm going to pop in those score lines. Now, when you do get it out that way, it doesn't give you a very, you need to put that back in. So I use my, again, scoreboard, and I'm going to line those up and hope and pray that my shiny lights, there, I think that's right, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Ooh, do you know, when I looked at it then, it's the lights in the studio, they're so bright. And at home, you wouldn't have lights like this. There we go. And then, again, just got to come in. Let's just pop those down. And I'm going to add another one coming out this angle. Okay. So I've got it in a really nice shape. I'll show you in a second because we'll hold it up. But yeah, I love flip books for that reason. And also as well, when you're using your flip book, and I haven't done enough panels because starting to run out of my paper and I am placing another order. Although have I done them? I think I might have done it actually. No, you didn't, Debbie, you didn't. So tight with paper sometimes, Becky. I hang on to it for dear life. I think I'm going to use, let's have a look. Let's go in. I've got a green, got a square. Look at all these I've got left. Debbie never knows when to stop. I'm going to have red. Going to go down there, yeah.
Okay.
And have another square edge one. But of course you could use your those nesting dies that we talked about, or the torn edge ones, and pop those in. Now, me at this stage, I would be absolutely decorating the other side. So if I turn that around, whoop, flip that over, and come back in and just start popping your panels back on. Because I like a flip book, especially if you're using it for photos. The white side for me, it's just too much. It's a bit, what's the word?
Stark.
Thank you, Becky, that's the word, bit stark. So yeah, make sure, and I'm just going to place them on so I've got them in right order colour-wise. You know what I'm like? Wait a minute. I'll go one there, yellow. Let's bring that up there. That'll do.
Yep.
There we go. So let's just pop all of those down. And this is your flip book made. So you've got your flip book, you've got your album, you've got your 2 fab files, I'm going to call them, and then we're going to move on to outer casing, and hopefully, if we get time, the drawer as well.
Fantastic.
And I'll have taken you through the whole stages. So I'm just going to finish that off, sticking all those panels down, and then I'll show you how flipping good it is. Get it?
I love the idea of doing a flip book.
Oh, Becky, you'll love, honestly, you will love, once you get going with these, and because you can put as many pages as you want in.
Yep.
Now, we'll show you how you attach it into your file, if you want to pop it into your file. So I'm just going to pop that down.
We had a question earlier on about using mount board, but you don't need to use mount board for this kind of construction.
Yeah, I mean, you can use mount board if you want to, and I mean for the outer case, and I wouldn't do it for these.
Yeah.
You would not get a smooth finish.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be using the mount board for the flip book pages. The album wise you could do.
Yep. Well, that makes sense, because I think actually, like you said, well, once you've got all of those papers and those layers onto the cardstock, you probably don't need the extra sturdiness of the grey board. But it's quite nice to have the options, and I suppose you do have the options with the templates, because it doesn't matter about running it through the Gemini.
So I'm just showing you now. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, wait a minute. Flip, 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 and flip. And then if you want to pop it into your album, try this without coughing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie.
It's okay. Think about your page where you want to pop it. If you pop it onto the back, you would attach it in. Now, at that point, I wouldn't have this as this.
Yeah.
I would have put the flip pages into there directly. So by that, I mean, you take your flipping page, I can't help it, and you attach it, and then you start going out, and then you start coming down, and then you start adding onto the panels, pretty much similar to what I've shown you there. And that way then you can close up your album, and you've got plenty of space in the album to probably just make it a little bit more thicker at that end, but that's absolutely fine. And that's how you would attach it into there, so you've got that extra bit there. But I've done you the album, I've done you the flip, and now we're going to move on in a second, when I've had a little drink, to the outer casing.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I'm going to show you some ink pads while Debbie gets ready for the next part. These are our opaque pigments. It's actually a 7-piece selection. The first colour we have here is Straw Bale, which is a beautiful, soft yellow colour. We've then got a grey with Misty Morning. This is Pink Tulip. We have Chinese Red, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Green Topaz is the next one, almost like a sort of smoky green colour. We've got Spring Meadow, and then we have Ocean Blue, Oasis Blue, no, Ocean Blue, I was right, doubting myself. £27 or $38. The platinum price is £21.60 or $38.40. We're going to give you the opportunity to check out that outlet sale, because things are selling very, very quickly, up to 80% off if you have a look at the website, if you just joined us. If you just joined us, you possibly missed out on some things, but you want to be quick so you can get some other goodies. I will see you in a couple of moments.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products, with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
What
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You right?
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you took advantage of that very short break to make sure you had a look at the website, because there are some stonkingly good deals in there. We started off this morning with 800 items in the outlet sale. We've now got around about 700. Lots of things are sold out, but there's still a huge amount of items in there and a massive saving. To give you an idea of some of the things that are on there, we've had things like the Gemini Junior. We've had the Advent Calendar. I don't know if there's any stock left of those. There's been the Spectrum Wild pens. The biggie is the Gemini 2. Which has been reduced, the best ever price, to £159.99, a massive, massive saving. So make sure you do have a look at the website. Don't think, oh yeah, it's probably just a load of old things that, you know, I've already got, I don't need. I guarantee 5 seconds on there, you'll see loads of things that you need. This is something you also need if you haven't already got it. This is your Mini Memories 8-piece selection that you've got here. Lots of different templates and different dies enable you to create these fantastic little mini memory booklets, and their sort of storage as well. You've got templates in here to create the outer casing, also to create the little boxes and the little files in here, as well as the little drawers. There's loads and loads of things in here, and because they're templates, it means you can use them for cutting out of any kind of paper or card that you need to do. I know Debbie was saying you don't really need to use any mount board, and I sort of thought, when looking at these kind of sort of sturdy construction, I thought that's what you would have to use, but actually, you know, they're just as strong using your normal multi-purpose card. You also get not only do you get all these templates, you get things like this, which you've just seen Debbie using. This is a set of dies to create the flip book. So you have this sort of worker die, but you also have all of these nesting dies here to create those different pages. You've got squares in there as well as circles. You've also got these index page dies to create these little index tabs. And you've got these edges to create different types of edges to your little booklet. Lots of sort of scalloped edges, sort of smooth edges. The kind of thing, actually, if you think about the corner punches that we released yesterday, they almost look like they would sort of work very well with these to create all those different shapes. You're also going to be getting some little hardware in there. These are these little corners. Open them up and let you have a look. These are the corners just to strengthen the little pieces here. So you've got some of your little, what's the word of those little things? I want to call them divots. They're not divots, they are called, what are they called? They're like split pin things. What do we call them? Brads. Brads. Split pins, brads. You've got those little brads in there in order to secure these little corner units in there. The whole collection is £55 or $66. Platinum price is £44 or $52.80. These are the kind of things, the kind of dies that you're going to use again and again. Great for creating a keepsake, perhaps it's someone's special birthday, anniversaries or weddings. Having something that's handmade and not just that little memory album, but also being able to make them in a little box as well is absolutely key. Shadiah says, I love this flipping business all the way. Fab Debbie Robinson. Tammy says, hi Becky and Debbie, I have a question. How can I add more pages into my memory book? I know I'm asking a bit late in the show, but I'd like to have more pages.
Extend the spine.
Right.
So what I showed, I don't know if you missed the beginning of the show, and I think I put it down somewhere, you extend the spine. I'll recap that in a second, because
Yes.
I have covered that at the very beginning of the show. You'll take your template, and I can't even remember where I put my template. You take your template and you extend it. So rather than using it for the 5x5, it'll still be your 5x5 size, it's just thicker. So the extender, you don't need anything other than to move it along. If you go back to the top, and who's it that said it was
It is Tammy. She did say she did come in a bit late.
Yeah, don't worry, Tammy, because we've covered it at the very top of the show where you take the spine template and you just extend it. And I covered that in this morning in Wake Up Call, and I also covered it in the beginning part of this show. So we will, if I get time, I'll recap it again for you. But I'm conscious that I want to get the unit made, and I'm always at a puzzle with this part. I have to take my time with this bit, just to show you, because we're going to make the outer casing as well. But yeah, Tammy, we'll cover you for that extension at the beginning of the show, top of the show. Okay. Now we're going to move to this outer casing. And again, template-wise, enabled for drawers. We're going to do, hopefully, we've got half an hour. I don't know how we're going to get into that drawer one, but we might get into that one.
You'll be all right.
It'll be fine. But what you're going to do is you're going to draw around your templates again. So I've personally drawn the box base, the box unit back panel. If you remember the back panel, pop a little B on there just so you know. And when you run through it again with your pencil and then your score lines, you're putting all those in, you know where you're going to glue. I tuck them in. They come in. So just when you're scoring it, you're going to just tuck them onto the inside. Okay. Then you've got the box unit side panels, so you need 2 of those. And again, I've got my 2 here. I'm just going to push them up there so you can see them. You draw around them. I've shown you how to put the score lines in. It's exactly the same way that you're going to do it for all of them. Okay. But then you're going to attach them. Now, this is the back part to it. So, and it does tell you where to glue as well, Becky. So I'm going to glue again, tabs coming in. Just makes it a little bit neater. So I'm going to bring in my tape pen and run that across. Now, you take the straight edge of the first one and you simply attach, make it nice and flush, and so that you've got the first part of the panel. The next bit is going to attach, and I'm going to bring it up so you can see it, it's coming in. It comes in to create the first part of the cube. Right. So the next bit that you're going to do is put the glue down. I'm going to just show you that again. Pop that glue down. And this straight edge needs to line up. Now, I'm going to try and do it this angle so you can see it. Thank you, Charlotte. You're going to bring that in. Now, you're probably thinking, we've got all these tabs. What are these tabs for? It's to strengthen your box. So when you've got them nice and flush, but make sure before you commit, you've got it flush. It'll make a difference to your unit when you pop that in. So I'm going to pop that down, Becky, and I'm just going to make sure I've got that. There we go. So you've got the first part done. Now, bearing in mind, where's my back panel gone again? There it is. That's my back panel. I did say, didn't I, when you're doing this, pop a little bee on so you know where you are. You can rub that out in a second. But that's basically the bottom and the sides. And then the other one comes in and it's going to enclose around it. So you're going to attach the same. It's going to come across the top. Okay. Does that make sense? Yep. Let me show you there. Yep. Keep that angle there for me, Charlotte. So it encloses and it creates this really cubed. These are just extra strengtheners, so we're going to tuck those in at the end. I'm not going to try and do it now because fingers and thumbs I'll get absolutely everywhere. So I'm going to bring that back down. That's my back panel. So we're going to attach to the top like so. And this is when you can at this stage, but I'm going to avoid doing that just for the time being. I want to show you how to put that together. And again, it's going to come down where this sits on the inside and it fits around, okay? So I'm going to come in now and attach my glue. Tells you where to put your glue. Let me just bring that back again in for you. Glue, glue, glue and glue. So you know exactly where you're going with your glue. Can't go wrong, she says.
Do you make sure you only glue one tab at a time?
I do, yeah. Until you get used to this, because seriously, you'll be all fingers and thumbs, you'll not know where you're going, and it gets a little bit, I say a little bit confusing. It's not that confusing, but it enables you to create that lovely box cube really perfectly. And then we're going to tuck these in to create the extra strength on the sides, okay? So I'm just going to put my glue just onto this one, Becky. Ooh. Ooh, nearly. Or red liner tape. I mean, I will tell you, I construct mine with red liner tape. Yeah. Always do with any construction. And I'm going to attach now onto, let me get this the right way around. Ooh, don't get your fingers and thumbs in the way, Debbie. Let's come into the top part and put that in. In fact, while I'm at it, I'll put my glue just down here. There we go. And then the same on this side. Let's get that one in. Wait a minute, Debbie, you want that on that side, don't you? Of course you do. It's coming in. Yes, of course you do. Ooh. Now, I'm going to just give you a little bit of a tip because, as you see now with me, right, hang on a minute. Let me put my tape the right way around and have my tape, there we go, coming in. Right on your back panel, write a G, a G, a G and a G, so you know where your glue's going. Right. And write your B for your back, because this is how you will construct. So I'm going to pop that back in again and hopefully get it the right way around this time and pop that over the top. Bit of glue. In fact, I'm going to come in with a bit of wet glue for this bit. Just for this top bit. There we go. And pop that down and construct over the top. Because this will be your opening. Again, line it up. Before you stick and before you commit, make sure it's all lined up. And I'm trying to do it where you get the angle where I'm a bit for camera, so I do apologise. But I just want to make sure the camera angle's right. Let's come in and pop that down, like so. There you go. And then the same for this side, and then again just glue. Now, glue that down at that stage, but underneath you need to make sure your box cube is actually forming a cube. These parts in a second we'll tuck all in, but just for this time being we're going to just stick that down. Now I've got my glue on this side, so I'm going to attach this side to this one. And like I said, until you've got used to doing this, you're a bit fingers and thumbs at first. Yeah. And obviously when I'm at home, I don't have a camera watching me. Yeah. And we're trying to get an angle in as well. Yeah. And you've got the time to be a bit more careful and use wet glue. You know Michelle, when she's putting construction, she uses wet glue to get these stages done. And you absolutely can do. But I'm just making sure I've got these nice and flush. If you don't get them flush, you'll have a wonky cube.
No one wants that.
Nobody wants a wonky cube. You want a nice straight cube. So just take your time. I can go back in and do all this now. It's all constructed. I can go in and make sure that glue gets that connection. But I just needed to make sure that all the way around was a nice straight edge, apart from this one because I forgot to put glue on. But we'll come to that in a second. Yep. But you just want to make sure you can do this stage. And I'm going to... Can you do that for me, Charlotte, so you can see where you can go in and you can do all the burnishing on the back flaps when you've gone. But obviously at home, you've got a different angle to what I'm being able to show you here. So apologies, it's not nice and neat in terms of a demonstration to be able to see it. But it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky with these angles.
The key thing is not rushing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
yeah, don't rush. If you rush, it'll go all wrong. And that's when you'll end up, like I said, wonky cube, things not matching. Have you using a tacky glue? A red liner tape's instant. That's why I use red liner tape all the time. However, I'm starting to run out. Is red liner tape in that sale? Is there some red liner tape in there, Johnny?
I think there's a little bit of everything in there.
You what, love?
I reckon
you reckon there's everything in there?
Is there any red liner tape?
Is there any red liner tape? There is. Joking. Are you kidding me? No. How much, Johnny? Oh, wow, that is a really good price. If you've purchased the Mini Memories collection, then I would highly recommend, and I know that this is fabulous glue, but weight-wise, I mean, I've got now 2 very heavy, because I've got 2 of each in mine. I've got 2 fab files with 2 albums and 2 flip books into there as well. So for me, just make sure you've got red liner tape. Now, if you're using red liner tape, what's my little magic top tip that I give you? Pop some
wet glue.
Wet glue. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of manoeuvrability. Now, can you see my cubes all done? And all I'm going to do is tuck those flaps in, and they're going to tick, and it just gives it an extra bit of strength. So while I'm doing that, Becky, I don't know if you want to read some more comments.
I haven't got any more at the moment. I think everyone is mesmerised by the mini
do you know what I think they're doing? I think they're shopping.
Yeah, I think they're shopping.
I'm not going to lie, I think they're shopping. I think they're definitely shopping.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I would be.
You would be. You would be surprised if people. Yeah, I'd be shopping definitely. We didn't get a chance to have a look, but I did. I was quite amazed that that rose gold Gemini Junior was in the sale.
Was how much?
Really $74.99.
Wow.
Wow. Another item that you might have, because you've seen Debbie using it all day, is the small guillotine, and this has got the self-sharpening blade. You've also got the little scoring tool in there, because everything has this little scoring grid on there. $14.99, so 25% saving, $23.99. Platinum price is just £11.99 or $19.19. Really useful item. Definitely want to have a guillotine if you haven't already got one. And if you have already got one, why not buy one for a friend? Then your friend would be delighted.
They're really good. They're really good.
Really good.
Good guillotines. And not just a guillotine, Becky. They're also a scoring board. Yeah. Because the scoring board's in there as well. Now, I haven't got any pegs with me because I know it's very warm in this studio. The tacky glue needs a couple of minutes to attach, to stick. So pop a couple of little pegs. We really do need some paper clips in here. I keep telling the guys, I know Michelle brings her own, but we definitely need some paper clips to hold that into place if you're using a wet glue. Because as you can see, mine are bouncing straight back up because it's so blinking warm in the studio. So I'm going to transfer to red liner tape. So I'm just going to continue to put that together.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
When are you next in, Debbie? Because you're off now, aren't you?
I'm off. So I'm not really. I'm working tomorrow from home. On Friday, I am at a hobby maker. Yeah. And Saturday, I'm a hobby maker. Sunday, I'm at home. Monday, I'm at home. But I'm getting ready because we've got a full day Tuesday. And I don't know, is it you, Becky, or have I got Ben?
It's not me on Tuesday.
Is it not you?
No, I'm not back here until you're
Am I reunited with my gorgeous? Oh, I can't wait to see him. It feels like ages. It wasn't. It was during birthday, but it feels like ages ago.
I think birthday was so madly busy, wasn't it? It felt like birthday 2 weeks was actually birthday 3 months.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I'm back on Tuesday, back up here, but I am at Hobby Maker Friday and Saturday for all our UK viewers that want to tune in. If you want to do, it's entirely up to you, because we've got many, many shows here for you as well.
Absolutely. Like this. This is it's really therapeutic seeing you make something right from start to finish, actually, because you know
that's the casing done for you, and all I want to do is I'm going to decorate the casing.
Yep. Okay.
If I could stop coughing just for a second, but I'm going to decorate, and I'm going to decorate three sides of it. So I'm going to decorate, and now this is where, of course, and I need to make sure I rub out, because that was just my little And now you can see how easy it is to put that, I say easy it is to put together. You're just going to decorate. So I'm going to decorate the top and I'm going to decorate the two sides as well. So I'm just going to put my glue onto there, Becky.
Is this one time when you wouldn't bother putting the sides on before you constructed the actual, you know, because normally we say that, don't we? Construct
Leave this for after.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get your knickers in a twist if you don't, otherwise.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And we don't want that.
No.
Get that constructed, decorate afterwards. This is the one time I'm going to break Jan's rule.
Okay.
We're not going to do it. We are not going to do it. Everybody, what are we not going to do? We're not going to decorate it until you put that on.
Okay, fantastic. I'm not back here for, well, I'm in tomorrow, but then I'm not back for about a week. And very exciting, so I've got sewing Saturday, and I'm doing papercraft the whole of Sunday.
I know.
Very exciting.
I know. It's absolutely. Do you know what?
No
though, Becky?
pressure.
It's lovely. What do you mean no pressure? You're fabulous at everything you do. What are you on about?
Well, you know, I always feel the pressure. When you're here and you're seeing the amazing things that, you know, the Debbies, Jan, Michelle, Craig, everybody makes. They are absolutely amazing, and
You, Mrs.
But I think people on the screen will think, yeah, I'm sure with the magic of TV, maybe those things don't look so good. They really do.
Bless
I'm
you.
always absolutely amazed by all the bits and pieces. We have a big box just outside where all the makes go. And it's like a treasure trove of different items, because everything everyone makes is just so beautiful. And I'm always amazed by the ideas you come up with. It's fantastic.
Oh, bless you. Bless your little heart. And there you go.
Aww.
That is your casing for your files. And then you've done the albums. And that literally is how you would construct that together. Now, at this stage, you can actually put some more onto the back if you want. It depends where you're storing it, depends who you're gifting it to. And then, of course, you can decorate the bottom too if you want to. However, the plan of action was to try and get a drawer made. I'm going to have a little look at my drawer and see if I can get it done in the last 10 minutes.
You could do it.
Could do it, yeah.
Could do it, definitely.
Now then, what was that, Johnny? Oh, it's in drawer intake. It's okay, I've got another one.
You got another
It's okay,
one?
I've got another one.
That's
yeah,
fine.
it can go in drawer, yeah, it can go in drawer.
Yeah. For demo of the day, yeah. Okay, well, you get set up for the drawer, and I will talk about the Vintage Rose collection. We noticed earlier on today that the 12 by 12 Vintage Vintage Rose, a paper pad, was on Vintage Road. Yeah, like maps. That'd be quite nice. Another one for Leanne, would be in the outlet sale, so a really good deal for that. But you may want all the other bits and pieces to go with a Vintage Rose collection. This first item is a 2D Baroque frame. So this works exactly in the same way as you've seen all of our other embossing folders will work. We've also got the, I'm trying to find it. Trying to do them in order. We've also got a 3D embossing folder. This one is your Timeless Rose. You can see here we've just got some ink on the actual embossed part, but you can use this as a great way of doing some colouring, because you can follow all those lines through. This next one is your Rose Bouquet. This is a stamp and die set, absolutely beautiful one, really brilliant for anyone that wants to get started with doing some of your colouring, because there's lots and lots of shading, lots of space you can work on here. It's a really sort of key one for trying things out. We also have some of our textures. This is a vintage texture stamps. Lots of different stamps here. We've got ones with script. We've also got ones with scrolls. We've got a postage mark. We've also got some sentiments in there, and some other textures like this kind of bubbly, speckledy look, which is very nice. This is the trellis die. So 2 dies, one to cut out the edge, so you can cut in or cut out. So you've got that large frame die around there too. Very, very pretty. This is your exquisite lace set of dies. Again, absolutely beautiful, really, really good quality. These are strong metal dies that we're able to cut through all of your card with precision. This one here is your elegant lace border. Again, very pretty design to do an edge. We've also got some vintage rose vellum. I'll show you here because you can see it with white behind it. It's absolutely beautiful. And finally, we have a selection of your flower forming foam in that bright pink, and one more of a dusky pink, deep red and the green. This is £80 or $98. The platinum price is £64 or $78.40. Right, I think Debbie is ready to do your quick draw.
Quick draw. I don't know how quick this is going to be. However, we'll try and get the base that we put together. Templates, draw around them. Score lines, put those in. And I'm just going to quickly show you each one of them because this one is your drawer case in the box top, and that's how that one looks when you've popped that together and put that through. Then you've got, that's that stage. This one is the drawer case in the box, the main unit. So that's part of that one as well. So just pop those to one side. And then you've got what we call the drawer template, which is the actual drawer itself. And again, all you're going to do is draw around, pop those score lines in. Again, if you need that little bit of an helping hand, put your G on where your glue goes. And then the rest of the folds. Now, when you pop in your glue, you'll know when you use this. Now, I'm going to do it on the inside, just for a second. I'm going to pop that in there because that is a little tab that fits just perfectly. These are strengtheners. These tabs are what we call a strengthening tab. So again, red liner tape will be your bestest friend in this, but because of time, we're going to use our super strong adhesive, and you better not run out on me because I'm like, oh my goodness, I can see already this one's starting to go towards the end. So I'm going to just show you how you put this together. So that little tab goes directly up to this side, as though you're forming the box. So as you can see, that forms that box casing. The same applies to this one. So you're going to take it up to that straight edge, and you're going to match that up and just put that together. Now those in a second we will be tucking all in to give the box some strength, but we've just still got these to do because it's exactly the same for these two sides here. You're going to put your glue just onto those two tabs. Now at that stage, Debbie, when you was doing it, you should have put it on all four because I'm trying to make life difficult for myself, Becky. I mean, it's the masterclass after all. Why not? Let's just throw in difficulty levels. But yeah, when you're doing it at home, make sure you put all those glue pieces down. And it's exactly the same. You've just seen me do it on this side. We're going to do it on this side. So you attach, keep it nice and flush, so that you've got a nice, clean, smooth all the way around, nothing overhanging. And again, red liner tape will be your absolute bestest friend with this. Now, all you're going to do now is all of these pieces, which say fold here, fold here, fold here, fold here, are going to fold onto the inside. Pretty much similar to what we did with the casing.
Right,
now, I am not risking it for a biscuit, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to pop down. Oh, I'm going to grab another tape pen because that tape pen's driving me up the wall. Oh, nice, nice. I like a nice new one.
Oh, everyone does.
Oh, I honestly love a new one. Just going to pop that down and tuck that first part in, like so. Now I work at one at a time, so I go in at each side. Now at that stage, if you're using red liner tape, it's absolutely fine. You can get all your red liner tape marked up and marked in, ready to go, which with hindsight, told Debbie should have done before she started the masterclass. But again, just pop that down. So it's giving you extra strength and rigidity on your box. So again, I'm just going to carry on with that, Becky.
Okay. Pat says, I purchased this set last year and I was happy to see the tutorial on it. I think it makes more sense once you actually see it being done. I mean, we must, if we're all crafters, we must be visual learners, really, basically, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So now you've got your box. So this is your box in and out. That's the box base. And then we're going to do the same with this one. So again, give yourself a little bit of an helping hand. Glue, glue, glue. And then if you take a look, we've got fold, 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 glue and glue. Okay? Ooh, put that in sight, Debbie, put that into sight. Again, when you're folding this in, when you're wanting to put it together, and we're going to bring it in again so you can see, because you have got the top part that's going to sit onto the top. That's the casing for that, and that'll sit just on the top like so, and it creates the unit for your box to slide in.
Okay.
So I'm just going to literally, just for a second, let me just bring this in. put my G on there so I know where I'm going with my glue. Because I know what I'm like, Becky. I know what I'm like when I get going with this. Right, so let's come on in and pop our panels together. So glue, glue, glue. How are we doing for time? Oh my God! I will probably won't be able to get this decorated at this point, but it doesn't matter. I'll talk to you about it in a second. But what I'm just going to do is get all these panels in, and I just want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. Fold, fold. See, I always have at the side of me all my templates just to give me a little helping hand, because if you don't write those on, again, you're going to get a little bit a tad confused, shall we say? Right. So we're going to glue that down. Let me pop my glue on. Oops, don't want to go over there, Debbie. Glue. And then the other one on that side as well. This is why I love using red liner tape, I'm not going to lie.
Does your mum craft?
My mum? No.
Yeah.
No.
Never has done?
No, never has done. No, she's not into her crafts, my mum. Don't know why.
But your Auntie Jean?
Auntie Jean,
Is that your mum's
absolutely.
sister?
Yeah, she was the crafter of us. She absolutely was. I'm just going to attach this because I think I've glued my wrong pieces down there. Just bear with me a second. My Auntie Jean was into craft. She was the one that got me into serious crafting. Right. Just because... well, it was something she loved as well. So it were our piece that we enjoyed together. Just making sure I've got this right, Becky, so that I've got that stuck down. There we go. And then I'm going to attach this to there. So that's where we're going with this one, Debbie, because that glue goes in as well for your strength. There we go. Yeah, many moons ago now, actually. A long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what got me started this year. I've been doing it for a long time. So when I was a kid, I was doing crafting for quite a while. Drawing, colouring, always my thing. Doodling, sewing. I used to sew. I know I've told you this before. I used to do everything by hand. But yeah, that's exactly what I used to do. And got into serious paper crafting with my Auntie Jean. Now I'm going to seal those down, and I'm going to attach those to that so that comes round and it creates that drawer.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give myself a quick. I'm putting myself under immense pressure now with time. I'm thinking, oh, Debbie, you're not going to have time to finish it, but I'm hoping we do, because this was the masterclass, and I did want to give you that helping hand in how to put all of this together.
Well, you've shown us how to do every single aspect of these.
I hope so. I hope it's been a good masterclass for you. And then again, I'm just going to stick that down.
As digit.
A whatty?
Digit. I think it's digit. Says a phenomenal show and sale.
A whatty?
Jid Jet.
Jid.
Jidjet.
Is that it? Is that it?
Like
a username?
No,
is it Jide or something?
Or DJ. Oh, what is it?
It could be a soft...
G-E-T.
Digit. Bless
I'm really
her.
sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Says it's been a phenomenal show.
Oh, bless you, thank you. Now, again, I'm not able to decorate it because I've just seen the time. But once you've put that together, this is when you add all onto the front. You're going to add, if I just bring this in for a second, I've just used some of the templates there. Please excuse me, box, it got battered in the car. But that's your drawer, that's your casing, and just decorate up your sides so that you can pop your drawer into there. And this is when you can actually attach them.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you could add, so if I just bring in, let's come back in there, where's my drawer gone? There we are. You could actually put more on, so you could put more than 1 or 2 on there once they're all stuck down. And I do apologise, I've rushed that last bit. But however, you could keep them separate, or you can use them, and you can put these onto the top as well, so they can go onto the top. But yeah, you can, when you've glued it all together, decorate it and everything else, you absolutely can attach it to there, or you can just keep that as it is. But I'm hoping, goodness me, I felt like that were a bit of a rush craft right at the very end.
No, it's amazing.
I could put myself under immense pressure just to get that last bit done.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Brilliant to see all of those.
Honestly, just take your time. You'll be at home. You'll take your time. You'll see, use your templates. Like I've said, if you give yourself that little marker, where you put in everything, and you won't be rushing like that at the end.
No.
But I think I've covered quite a bit of the masterclass to show you how to put that together.
Absolutely. I mean, every single aspect of this collection has been explored in there. And really great. If you were on the fence about purchasing this, I'm sure that masterclass has shown you all the different things that you could be making. Really, really interesting. And I like the idea of being able to make my own little albums. We have got another show to go. It's Beautiful Beginnings later on, and we're going to give you the opportunity to, we're going to have a bit of a question corner on the sofa. I'm going to feel like Graham Norton. I don't think I could do his accent, but we can, any questions that you've got, please let us know. And we've got other demos coming up as well. But like we said, we're live and interactive. This is your opportunity to message in with the questions that you have. Debbie will be able to answer them. I mean, there may be things that you've just purchased in that incredible sale on the website. Make sure you do join us. We'll be back in just about an hour's time. We will see you very soon. Bye-bye.